how much time did you spend with Kamala, with Doug Emhoff, with
A
Biden?
lot,
How much time did you spend with them?
A lot.
What
it's
did
very
you?
hard.
How different are they when the cameras are off versus when the cameras are on?
Joe is who you. Well, I was again speaking with somebody recently. I don't think he remembers his misdeeds from years ago.
Joe.
I don't think he remembers. I think he's significantly mellowed in recent years. Doug Emhoff is the one that's most different in terms of public and private persona. Joe is just Joe. And I have a lot of criticism to level against Joe Biden. His decision to stay in that race was catastrophic for the nation. His decision to run in 2020 and his dissent right now, it's just such a disservice to our country. But on a personal level, he was always kind to me. Always kind. And a part of me, and I'm going to catch so much flack, but I'm here to be honest. A part of me will always love him for that kindness that he's shown me, the kindness that he's shown my father, whom he's met. I introduced him to people that I love. He was always so deeply kind. And I'm sorry if that offends people, because I know people want to think of Biden as some evil monster. And he did do really bad things. But on a one-on-one level with him, he was just...
What was that instance with you when he said, "How's your husband doing?" And, which was that when you kind of knew his memory is gone, or was he?
Well, I knew that before, because when I hosted him at the Mayflower, the hotel in DC on May 1st, he stomped over my event by making news that day, by calling our allies, India and Japan, xenophobic. And I was like, oh my God. Like, it was supposed to be a joyful event. And an American president isn't supposed to be attacking our allies like that. But he either didn't remember, or I don't know what happened. He had a brain fart that day.
Now, the audience doesn't know. You're not married. So when he said, "How's your husband doing?"
Well, most of the people at that event know me. They know that I don't have But everyone
he's saying that it's just kind of like...
laughed. Everyone just laughed. Exactly.
Got it. So he wasn't trying to be funny. He was actually asking...
Oh, no. That was earnest.
That was earnest. So he was asking a question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how was Doug Emhoff like? Was he charming, charismatic?
I have something to say about Doug.
Sure.
Those allegations against him of hitting his girlfriend, the mainstream media covered it up the same way they covered up Hunter Biden's laptop. It sickens me. If it were Trump, if someone accused Trump, and it wasn't just accused, it was credibly accused with multiple eyewitnesses, multiple contemporaneous people that the woman reached out to. If that had happened to Trump, they would have raised hell. They would have asked him day in and day out what happened. Can you think of one mainstream media journalist who asked Doug? Absolutely not. Total crickets. Nobody asked him about hitting the girlfriend so hard she's spun around. And impregnating the nanny. Again, these are allegations, I want to be clear, but no one asked him about that. There are plenty of allegations flying around Trump, and he's always asked about them.
What did you guys say behind closed doors about the
We believe the woman.
You believe the woman?
I believe the woman.
While you're raising money, you believe the woman?
I believed, yeah. That came out, I think, in September. I actually stopped raising in September. I stopped. I haven't told anyone, but I stopped. In September, I stopped.
When the story came out, that's the last time you started?
That wasn't the catalyst, but as many things that I mentioned, again, it's not like one specific thing, but my disillusionment with the woke shit and everything, and me realizing that Harris just wasn't up to the... For a few weeks, I was like, maybe she could do it. But she avoided the media for an entire month, essentially. I don't know if you remember, like over the summer, she just disappeared.
Yeah. She didn't want to talk to anybody. It was like 43, 45 days. I don't know what the number was. Right after the announcement, for 45 days, she didn't talk to media at all.
And your wonderful producer, Tony, he was just mentioning she wouldn't come on your podcast.
Yeah, no.
If you are going to be the leader of the free world, you should come on PBD podcast and explain why you deserve the role. But so... Doug, what happened to Doug was one reason, because he paraded himself as this really supportive husband who loves women, who's a feminist, and then behind closed doors, he's actually a predator, alleged predator. I want to be very clear. Alleged, everyone. Alleged. Hasn't been proven in the court of law. He's a lawyer, so I don't want to be sued.
It's very good to use the word allegedly. It's a good insurance policy.
Exactly.
Nowadays. We even have a shirt called allegedly, just to make sure people are safe.
I said alleged.
How was he with you behind closed doors?
He was nice.
Nice, respectful, no,
he didn't. I do have one picture that looks kind of weird.
Of you and him?
Yeah. Am I allowed to? Should
Sure.
I pull it up right now? And then but I think he was just being nice.
That's
Yeah, that's the one. How did you know?
Rob is good. Leave it to Rob to find it.
Okay, that was an ill-fitting dress, so
Okay.
it wasn't entirely his fault. But
So Rob, if you look at his hands, to be fair, he's worried to put his hands behind the back.
Exactly.
So he's playing it.
he's playing it
He's
safe.
been trained well.
By the way, that is the dinner. I told you there was a dinner where my guests and I are like, "What the hell are we doing here?" That was the dinner.
What month is that? Is
That
that
was
September?
in 2023.
That's in 2023.
That was in Arizona. And so Ruben Gallego was there, and then Gabby Giffords. Oh, if you want to know something about Gabby Giffords, we're going off on tangents, but you know who's married to her? Mark Kelly, Senator Mark Kelly.
Arizona.
Someone who would know, he markets himself as this man who really loves his wife. Oh my God, I'm about to make news, aren't I? Someone who would know. Someone told me that he's having an affair with his wife, who's basically become a national hero for being shot. And he is, he portrays himself as this like superhero. Again, alleged, but this is someone, and I can tell you off air, who told me this is someone who would definitely know. And it just sickens me, how the Democratic Party is filled with these people who pretend to be family guys, and they're just not.
Who was the biggest turnoff while you're in there, while you're around these guys? You're raising money for them. You're like, man, I want to help these guys out.
Other than the DNC chair, who's a total clown. We already talked about
We
it,
already
right?
talked about who was the biggest turnoff? Who was rude? Who was disrespectful? Who was fake? Who was two-faced? Who?
Pete Buttigieg.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because he believes his own press releases and thinks he's hot shit. He thinks he's amazing. And his team is just so rude. So rude. Unbelievably rude.
Really?
Yeah. It actually, I'm deeply offended. I will never forget it. I'm never going to remember the way that they treated me. It was awful. Absolutely awful. And when I was sitting, I was given front row seats at the DNC. There were people who actually tried to remove me. And I was like Rosa Parking that shit. I was like, I'm not leaving. I'm just not. I earned this. I earned my right to sit here. And they literally tried to remove me from my seats. You can see photos of me in the front row. I just refused to budge.
And why were they trying to remove you? Just to remove you and put it with another donor?
Exactly.
Huh. How much time did you spend with him?
With Pete?
With Pete.
I spent the least amount of time with him, and after my brief interactions with him, I didn't want to.
How much time did you spend with Kamala?
A lot.
How was she with you?
I co-hosted many for fundraisers. She was, to be honest, she was a sweetheart.
She was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And did you?
One time, actually, somebody accidentally broke my rib. I know it's a crazy story. I have like early onset osteoporosis. I told you I have some health issues. Someone broke my rib when he hugged me. And the next day, Kamala invited me to our I went to her Christmas party, and she hugged me at my broken rib. And I didn't want to tell her the backstory, because, oh my God, like that really hurts. But she hugged me out of love. And that was the funniest story. It's something I'm going to remember. Like when the vice president hugs her broken rib. She was a sweetheart, yeah. But that doesn't erase the fact that she was no way qualified to be president of the United States. Like a lot of people are sweethearts, right?
Why do you think she wasn't qualified?
You know the answer.
I have my opinion, but I want to know yours, because again, the difference between me and you is you were in there. You saw the thing.
I didn't know right away. It
Okay.
took me a while to realize.
When was it when you said?
Because I was so deep in the cult that I gave everyone the benefit of the doubt. Like I really wanted to believe that Joe is a good guy and he wanted the best for our country. I really wanted to believe that Kamala wasn't being treated fairly in the press. But when she was, for the first couple of weeks, I was like, okay, maybe she's got it. Maybe we should give her a chance. And you read some of my tweets where I was extremely enthusiastic. You have to remember that I was a member of the leadership team. I was a member of the National Finance Committee. It was my job to say those things, to be a team player. Okay, I want to make sure that people understand. I wasn't just spewing propaganda just because I had nothing better to do. They gave us talking points on a daily basis.
Who's they?
The campaign, the White House, we were sent talking points.
Through what format?
Through email. But from the Office of Digital Strategy, we would get emails from them.
And what would the email look like? What would it say?
It would be like, hey team, here are the talking points that we're going to discuss today. Oh, and something I should mention, every single time someone dared to question Biden's mental fitness, we were basically told to attack the person. For example, Robert Hur, remember him? The special counsel who's called Biden elderly man
absolutely.
with a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I mean, he was very respectful about it, the way he delivered the message. I thought he was very respectful.
And actually, I was kind of taken back by the racist attacks the Democrats started launching against him. This party of diversity started lobbying, racial animus towards this guy. And I should have learned from that they would do the same thing to me. I should have, but I should have. Now looking back, 2020 is hindsight. But so when something like that would happen, when someone dared to question his fitness, we were told to attack that person personally, to undermine his credibility, to assassinate their character.
This is an email telling you how to do it, or is that on conference calls or Zooms?
If it's something bad like that, it would be on a conference call or a Zoom where there wouldn't be a paper trail. But we had very frequent conference calls.
What would they say? They would say, this person said this.
This person has no credibility. Just go after him. And we knew exactly what to do. Like they didn't even, it was very mob-like. It was like very Tony Soprano. And then we were told to go after people like Merrick Garland for slow walking the prosecution.
Garland, out of all people?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because a lot of libs think that he took his time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is so.
There's a huge contingent.
That is so strange to go
because
after him.
I know a lot of conservatives hate him too. Like,
oh, yeah.
Exactly.
It's interesting.
Hey, guys, I'm so excited to be on Connect. I will answer any questions no matter what it is, whether it be politics, sex, your love life, family issues, whatever it is, I'm here for you. I want to be your friend. I want to talk with you and understand you. So please reach out. I can't wait to hear from you. Thanks so much, guys.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.